Hello internets, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody and this is a Christian news show we do every Tuesday. I usually don't like to start the show on a somber note, but this literally is happening as I was getting ready to record. It's being reported that there is a shooting at the YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. At the time that I'm recording this, there isn't a lot of information out. I'm sure by the time you see this video, there will be. We know that at least 5 people are being rushed to the hospital and that there have been fatalities. And as of right now, the whole thing is still ongoing. And I just wanted to say that my prayers go out to my community because I know I play such a small part in it, but I do consider myself to be a part of YouTube. Because this story just came out and I have to edit the video and everything, there's just better ways to get more information on the story, but I just felt like I'd be remiss not to mention it. Also, still need to kind of process everything, lots of thoughts and emotions going on that I haven't really pieced together into a cohesive thoughts yet, so we're going to move on. We'll talk about some brighter stories, some cool stuff that is happening in the news, specifically within the Christian world. And so our next story of the day is about an actor I have a new appreciation for named James Faulkner. If you recognize his face, you're probably a heathen like me and have watched Game of Thrones. But Faulkner is also in the movie Paul, Apostle of Christ. It just came out. And I just think this guy's really cool. He's in this movie about the Apostle Paul, and he says, I hope that Christians get to see this movie, but I also hope that non-believers see this movie and they have the same revelation that Paul does, that the gospel of Christ is truth. I did paraphrase there a little bit, but that's awesome. I really want to see this movie. I've heard great things about it. I hear that it's incredibly well done. Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus in Passion of the Christ, plays Luke in this, which I think is kind of odd, but okay. The only issue with it is that there are a ton of movies coming out right now, but I definitely think it's worth a look. And our final story of the day is something really cool. I really wish that it was not in the same video as such a tragedy. For those who don't know, there's this thing called the Shroud of Turin. If you've never heard of it, check it out. It's believed to be what they wrapped Jesus's body in when he was buried, when he was put in the tomb. And this was dismissed in the 80s because they carbon dated it, and they found that when they carbon dated it, the time didn't line up. The problem of when they carbon dated that is that they actually carbon dated a piece of the cloth that was a reparation. You can clearly see that it is not the same thread that is used for the rest of the shroud. But, and what's crazy about this, they didn't realize that until much later, so they figured it was just an art piece. They gassed it, which helps keep its integrity in place, so it holds its structure. And now when you carbon date it, it dates to 2003 when they did the gassing. Main point, there's no way to prove that it was the shroud that Jesus was wrapped in, but there is a lot of evidence that suggests it is. And the news for today is, so the shroud has an image of Jesus on it. And so they have taken that image and they actually made a structure, a replica of the image in 3D. And so it's completely arguable whether or not this is actually the shroud that Jesus was wrapped in. But if it is, we literally have a statue of the real Jesus. It is absolutely amazing. And we are going to end there. There is no question of the day today. I also want to point out that I'm trying to have a lot of energy throughout this video. I don't want anyone to mistake that for me not really caring about the first story. Like I said, I still have a lot to process at the moment, and it does really hurt, but I wanted to give you guys a video with the best of my effort. I actually considered not making a video at all because of the situation, but I was also thinking of not doing a video earlier because I'm running late, and I didn't want to use it as an excuse to not make content for you. I don't know, I think maybe the best way to honor YouTube today is to be a part of YouTube today, whether that's making a video or watching it. And again, my prayers are out with everyone at the headquarters. As always, my name's CodyArmour, bringing you Christian news in a not so boring kind of way every Tuesday. We'll see you next week. I love you guys. God bless.